So the EA press conference just ended, and that was a rough one. Honestly, I think that might be one of the worst press conferences I've watched in a long, long time. Now, I'm going to start off with the good at the top. First, Andrea Renee was a great host. A huge shout out to her. I could tell she was really excited about this. This was a huge opportunity for her. And as someone who's really in love with What's Good Games and also the guys over at Kind of Funny and her on the Kind of Funny Games Daily, she was an amazing host. I had a lot of fun watching her. She made me laugh quite a bit. I loved her interaction with Vince. I loved the interview she did at the end with all the people from BioWare. She's just really natural as a host. So a huge shout out to her. She did an amazing job. Two, I think that the speech that Andrew Wilson, I believe that's his name, the CEO, made towards the end of the conference was really powerful. Talking about kind of showing the mistakes that EA's made, talking about the things that they want to do, like not have people grind, not have people, to have everyone be able to play anywhere, to have equal play. Kind of just saying like, look, we know we've messed up quite a bit over the last couple years and we want to do better. They've donated $1 million to those 3 charities, and it just seemed really like he was saying like, look, we've really messed up. And that was the same sentiment with the guy who came out for Battlefront 2, saying like, we really messed up in the beginning, we didn't get what we wanted to, we had to spend a lot of time redoing the game basically, and so now we're coming out with this new content. So I really think we saw a more humble side of EA. Whether or not that will be something that continues into the future, it's yet to be known, but I'm hoping that this year kind of is that turning point for EA where they realize like, look, we're struggling, our greed got in the way, and now it's time to overcome that. So I really appreciated that sentiment from them. The other thing I really thought was interesting was the Origin Access premiere. Basically, it's their way to take on Game Pass. I believe it was announced that it's going to be about $100 a year, and I believe Game Pass is around $10 a month at this point, which makes it $20 less than Game Pass. With that, you already get everything Origin Access has, which is the entire vault, which has a bunch of incredible games in it. And from what they said, all new PC games that come out, anything that comes out on the PC, basically that's a new game, you will get automatically without having to buy it with Origin Access Premier, which is the same as Game Pass. All of Microsoft's games come out, like when State of Decay 2 came out, I just had it automatically because I had Game Pass. It seems like that's going to be the same way with Premier, and being able to get Battlefield 5 early and for free, same with Anthem and stuff like that next year, I think it's going to end up being a really good value, especially with all the vault that they have. And they do release a lot of games, and it seems like they're gearing up to continue putting more onto the console, or onto the service, I mean. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that we can get quite a few options. They did show that A Way Out and Unravel 2 will both be on the Origin Access Premiere. I'm assuming when it launches, we'll have Unravel 2 and A Way Out. And if these little indie titles, or the EA originals as they call them, are coming out on Premiere day one, that's going to make it a compelling value. So I'm pretty excited to see how that goes. I'm all in on, if every company, I would be totally down to pay Sony, Microsoft, EA, and Ubisoft, whatever, like the $100 a year or whatever, and be able to just get every new game that comes out. It'll save consumers a lot of money in the end. And even if you lapse on the subscription and you don't have those games anymore, I think that's worth it because it's not very much to keep up that subscription. And worst case scenario, you're like, okay, I can't afford to do $100 a month, but I can use the discounted price like Game Pass does to buy this game that I play all the time, and then you can still have it for a discount. So I do think that that's going to be a really interesting and valuable thing as we go into the gaming industry in the next few years. Seeing where that goes, having those subscription models and being able to get those games day one, I'm all for it. Battlefield 5 looked cool. I was kind of disappointed in the fact that I wanted more gameplay, and it didn't seem like there was a lot of gameplay, especially in that multiplayer trailer. It was like cutscenes and gameplay and like going in between and stuff. I know they said in-engine footage, but I mean, come on, like I think they could have done more than that. So that was kind of disappointing. But the game looks amazing. I'm really excited. Like I said during the live thing. By the way, if you didn't watch the live thing, you should go watch that first. I watched the entire conference and reacted to it, so you can see kind of where I'm coming from after this. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I want to see more from the game because there are so many options. They showed like a little bit of customization and stuff like that, but I really want to see what this game has, and I know they'll be revealing more as time goes on as the game prepares to launch, but I'm hoping we see more at some of these other conferences, maybe the Microsoft conference. They said tomorrow we're going to see War Stories at the Microsoft conference. I'm really excited about that. I mentioned Unravel 2 already. I was really excited about that launch. The game looks really awesome. It's out now, so I will probably be playing that within the next week or so on my channel, maybe doing it in a live stream or so. I loved the first Unravel, and I'm really excited for what they did here. Sea of Solitude, SOS, I thought that game looked really amazing. I really love the passion these game developers have coming out on stage, whether it was the guys from Coldwell, is that what that studio was called? The Unravel studio, whatever, those guys coming out, and then the lady that came out for Yo My studio for Sea of Solitude. I love seeing their passion and like their awkwardness and stuff like that, because those are the people, those are the video game designers, and it's really exciting to see them come out and let them have a voice, because too often we have these like nice, very well articulated businessmen from these, or businesswomen too as well, from these different companies, and I think it's really cool to be able to see the backbone, you know, the people who actually make these games and are in the trenches every day. And it's really exciting to see those people come out and just, they're awkward, they're shy, they're excited, they're nervous. And it's just really cool to see that honest part of it. I was excited and also disappointed by the Star Wars announcement. It's coming from the guys over at Respawn who made Titanfall, and it's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and it's in between this episode 3 and 4 of the movies. It seems exciting. It seems like a really cool plot. We don't really know much about the game at this point, but it seems like something that'll be really interesting, so I am excited to see that when it comes out. I wish we could have seen anything, like even a cinematic trailer, just something more to the game, but I'm still happy to have the tease and to kind of have an idea of what we're going to be able to do. I'm just excited to do some more Jedi stuff, because come on, that's like the coolest thing, right? And then obviously Anthem's February 22nd, 2019 release date. I'm really excited for that game. It looks awesome. I really liked having the questions and like the way they talked about the game. Some people I saw complaining about that, saying like that was a weird way to put it. They should just put gameplay. I really like those developer commentaries. I like the interviews. I like how they do it. It just made it seem more like this is a big game for EA. This is a serious game for us, and we really want to put the effort and love into it to show you guys why we love it so much. And I was excited for that. I do wish they would have showed a little bit more gameplay, maybe while they were talking, showed off some different stuff. They mainly showed things from the demo that they ended up playing at the end anyway, so I would have liked to see a bit more variety there, but I enjoyed it overall. I think Andrea, like I said, was a great interviewer, and having people like Casey Hudson up there, who's been a huge BioWare person for as long as I can remember, it was really awesome to see them talk about Anthem, which you can tell they're really passionate about, and I just thought that was a really great way to end the show. Oh, and I know I mentioned Battlefield 5 a little bit ago, but the Battle Royale thing, I'm not sure how that's going to be in Battlefield. They did announce that they'll have it. I hope that this is not the year of oversaturation in the genre. I think after this year or the next year, Royale is just going to be like that oversaturated. It's going to be zombies for games, and that sucks. I don't want it to be that. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to have multiple Royale games, like 10, 15 plus by the time the end of this year rolls around. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I'm more optimistic that Royale from Battlefield than Call of Duty, simply because I feel like Battlefield has the map sizes and the mechanics that would work with, but I guess we'll see. So now that we got the good stuff out of the way, and that wasn't much out of a 1 hour and 20-minute conference, let's talk about why this conference was so bad. So first and foremost, the pacing of this thing was abysmal. There were parts where I was excited, where I was interested, and then you had, for instance, when the people from FIFA came out, and it was so slow, and they talked a bunch. And I mean, I know people get excited about FIFA. I know that is some people's thing, but I feel like they could have just sped it up a little bit, took out some of the sentiment that was kind of cringy. The Madden guy, Juju Smith-Schuster, is an awesome person. He's really interesting. I believe that's how I pronounce his name. I always forget what people's names are, and then I feel really bad, but I'm pretty sure that's his name. He's a really cool guy, really funny. I like, he's a big Fortnite player, and he's just a good guy in general. But that whole section was so cringy, and I was just like, this is making me real uncomfortable. And then that Command and Conquer Rivals section. There was no reason to put that in this. The Juju Smith-Schuster thing, and even maybe part of that FIFA stuff was all good pre-show or post-show stuff. That should not have been during the conference. They should have put 2 or 3 more games in there, made this a more bam, 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 bam speed conference, because that destroyed the pacing, especially that Command and Conquer part. That was... if you watched my reaction, you know I was just like, stop, I don't want to watch more of this. And they kept going, and I was like, please just kill the other guy, and he didn't, and it kept going longer, and I was like, no, this needs to end. Oh, it was so bad. And like, while I talked about the good stuff in the beginning, and it seemed like there was quite a bit, those little announcements and stuff did not lift this conference above the things that held it back. I think the pacing was atrocious. There was no new announcements. I mean, there was Unravel 2, which is pretty cool, but other than that, and Sea of Solitude, there wasn't really anything new, and I don't count the Star Wars thing as something new. That That's not something new to me. I feel like this is more almost like an investor briefing with a little bit of consumer-facing stuff, which is weird because I know that is a big part of E3 for a lot of these companies, of course. This is a time for them to come out to the stockholders and shareholders and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, look, guys, we have a bunch of stuff. But EA still does these conferences where I'm like, who is this for? Is it for everyone? Is it for just the business side of it? Like, it was so bad. And like I said, there's no real surprises. I do like that they dropped Unravel 2 today. I do like that they said, you know, play FIFA 18 early and you can play all the stuff and everything. And like, that's all cool. I can appreciate that stuff, but man, some of the stuff that they did, I can't understand. And so overall, I think this conference was really weak. I'm super excited because Microsoft is the next conference, and a Microsoft conference is at this point is around an hour and 40 minutes, supposedly, according to a lot of people. So I'm so excited. I think they have the biggest chip on their shoulder right now that they need to overcome, and their conference is going to blow us out of the water. So far, they've said there is going to be 15 world premieres tomorrow during their conference. 15! And what, EA had 2? And on top of that, that's just world premieres, not saying they're not going to show anything else that we haven't seen before, which I'm sure there will be other stuff that we have seen already or has been announced at least that maybe we haven't seen at all, but we've heard it's coming. So this is awesome. I'm so stoked for the rest of E3. I think EA setting the bar this low is a positive thing because then it lets all the other things shine so much brighter. So a couple interesting announcements. I'm interested to see where Royale goes in Battlefield. I'm interested to see how Origin Access Premiere is. But man, I think the rest of E3 is going to be so exciting, and this was the lowest point, I'm sure of it. They will be the ones that lose E3, but they're always the ones that lose E3 in my mind. It's been that way for years now. So excited for Microsoft tomorrow. Hope to see you guys all there. And by the time I'm posting this video, it'll actually be the day of, so it won't be tomorrow. I'll be doing it in a few hours, but you know, I'm recording it the wrong day, so it just gets confusing. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you continue to watch the rest of my E3 coverage. If you don't know, I will be watching and reacting to every E3 stream except for Devolver Digital. I might be watching limited run games. I'm not sure about that, so we'll see. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to be watching almost everything, so I'm super excited. I hope you guys are able to see it, watch my reviews. I'll also be doing breakout videos of some of the stuff I really enjoyed, who I think won E3, and more. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you already are, or whether you just subscribed or not, hit the notification bell to be notified of all my new videos, and don't forget to give that like button some love. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's continue creating the greatest community in the world. I'll see all you guys in my next video.